Hi, Cold Colts. This week for our reading mini lessons, we're going to focus in on illustrations and illustrators and how important they are to the books that we read. So today I want to talk to you about how illustrations show important information about the story. The unfortunate thing is I don't have all of the books at home with me, but I do have a couple. Um, so I want to start by reminding you of the story Let's Get a Pup. And in that story, the author, Bob Graham, starts off by saying um, that Dave is at home. Dave was everything. But if you pay really close attention to the illustrations, you learn even more about Dave, and it helps you to understand him. So when you read that story, you understand through the illustrations what the character's actions are. And you can see here Dave is eating flowers, which might not necessarily be the thing you want your dog to do, but it's a thing that dogs do. Another book that has amazing illustrations is April and Esme Tooth Fairies. It's also a Bob Graham book. And I'm going to start just by reading you, starting here on this page. If you remember this story, the girls, April and Esme, are tooth fairies, but they have never gone out to collect a tooth on their own before. And they spend a little bit of time convincing their parents to let them try to do that. And then when their parents tell them they can, of course, their response is yes. This is important, April, said Dad. To Daniel, you are a spirit of the air. You are magic. He must never see you. Magic? Me? Said April. Mom found a string bag for the coin going out and the tooth coming back, she said. Send me a text if you need to, she added. So let's really focus in on the illustrations here because the words do tell us a lot about what's going on, but the illustrations also give us more information. So if you look at this illustration, you can see the girls are starting to get ready, but Dad is definitely there to help them out, to make sure that they have everything they need. That supports the words, this is important, April, because Dad is showing them that it's important by making sure that they're ready to go. And then down here you can see Dad helping April button up her jacket to get ready to go. And Mom found a string bag for the girls to take with them so that they were ready when they were ready to leave a coin and take the tooth back. And then this one down here at the bottom, I think is a really telling illustration. You can see the whole family huddled together. They're hugging each other. Even the dog, Tooth Fairy, is there looking on. And if you take a really good look at their faces, um, their eyes are closed, their mouths are small. You don't see the girls' faces, but you can see that everybody is hugging each other really tight. I think this definitely shows that this family loves each other and that maybe mom and dad are a little bit worried about the girls as they head off on their first Tooth Fairy adventure. So in this book, Bob Graham was, through his illustration, showed us the characters' feelings through their actions, loving feelings. And then the last book I want to talk to you about is the book How to Heal a Broken Wing, also a Bob Graham book. And I want to start on this page that has very few words. It says, but a broken wing can sometimes heal. I think in this book, the illustrations are especially important because throughout this book, Bob Graham only really does one or two sentences per page. But if you look at the illustrations, they tell us so much. So remember, this is all about how a broken wing can sometimes heal. And if you see, here's the family all together. And what do you see in this page that helps support those words and maybe gives us even more information? Well, I see the mom wrapping the bird up in some kind of gauze. I see the boy with a feather in his hand looking on, and Dad too looking on. And they're all looking really, really concerned about this bird. And they also have what looks like a lot of stuff to help this bird. And then down at this illustration, I'm going to have to tilt up a little bit. You see the mom holding the bird and there's a little tiny dropper. It's such a small detail, but that dropper is helping the mom give the bird some water. And of course, the boy is helping out too. And then in this picture, it looks like the boy is taking that feather and putting up here with a teddy bear and what looks like a little vase. I wonder why he's putting it there. What do you think? I think that part of the reason that he's putting it there is that these are some special things to him, and he wants to keep the feather with his special things. Then if we look at this page, this shows what some more actions that the family is taking to help the bird. You can see the mom showing the boy how to hold the bird. And Dad, what is Dad doing here? In the end, this last picture, you can see what Dad and the boy were doing together. They were building a little bird bed for this bird to help it to heal. The dad had punched holes in it, and now they put some newspaper in, and they're going to put the bird in. And of course, we know at the end of this book that all of the work that the family did really helped the bird, and off he flew. So in this book, Bob Graham used the illustration to show us how to do something, but also showed us you can't see that. Showed us how to do something, but also showed us the character thoughts. Remember, a lot of this was um, not a lot of words, but you could tell by their faces what they were thinking and their actions what they were thinking. So here's a challenge for you. I would like you to find some books in your house where the illustrations are super important and figure out how the illustrations show important information about the story, and then share those observations with someone in your family. Happy reading!